Hello friends, my name is Dan Phelps and I'd like to tell you about an EP called Death Under Rainbows. I'm doing a little retrospective of all my records leading up to the release of my new album, Vessel. And it's kind of fun to reflect on some of the stories and the different things that went into making each project. Death Under Rainbows is pretty different from my other albums in that it's heavier, there's a lot more straight up guitar playing, and the production approach kind of stands on its own. My other records were built around collaborating with a specific person or a specific group of people, and Death Under Rainbows is really a lot of me late at night with my laptop and a guitar, just cannibalizing other recordings that I've already made and jamming things together. I sent a lot of tracks for people to play on remotely, getting all that stuff, just having a big collage session with myself and kind of building things from the ground up that way rather than using a group improvisation and extracting music out of that. I still did a lot of improvising by myself, and a lot of the melodies and ideas came out of things that I just sort of stumbled upon on my own. But as a result of this approach, there's a ton of people on this record. I mean, a lot of people for me, for one of my releases, because I was collaborating long distance. I was pulling things from different eras of my work, and there are people who contributed to it that had no idea that they were contributing to it, which I think is kind of fun. It came out of an era where I had been doing a lot of very sensitive music, a lot of very thoughtful music that required a sensitive aesthetic, and I didn't want to do that in my music at that moment in time. So it's very rhythmic, can be very heavy. It's just kind of big and loud and explosive and kaleidoscopic in a really fun way. And it makes me happy. There's some really long guitar solos on it, some just really going for it, falling down the stairs kind of guitar playing. And those are all full performances. I didn't cut any solos together. I didn't do multiple takes and kind of try to Frankenstein something. I just played something. I played it over and over again until it felt right, until I got a take that I really liked. And I'm proud of the playing on it. I think it's also interesting too, there's a song called Buck Nasty, which is really rhythmic and has a really simple melodic figure, which was inspired more by the way that James Brown sings over like a static groove than something a guitar player might think of to play. Because he is almost like a lead rhythm instrument when he sings. And even during the solo, there's some like really crazy high-pitched squeals and stuff that were inspired by that inhuman, like I stepped on a cat kind of sound that he can generate, which I delight in. So it's a real different approach, different kind of side of me. I did a lot of engineering on it, recorded it all over the place, a lot of my home studio, played some drums on it. Just, it's all over the place. I'm really thankful for everybody that contributed to it, whether they knew they were playing on it or not. And another unique thing about it is that it's the first time that I worked with engineer Joel Hamilton. I'd been a big fan of Joel's work for a number of years, and particularly his ability to make music sound like it was exploding out of the speakers in a really powerful and dramatic and kind of over-the-top way, and I wanted to harness that. I felt like this music was in full Technicolor, and I wanted to just have that sense that it was bigger than life. So Joel actually mixed these tracks remotely. I sent him all the stuff and gave him notes, and he did an amazing job. And as a result, I think this record, more than any other record that I've done, just sounds best turned up really loud, maybe while you're in the car. And it's a side of me that doesn't get to come out a whole lot, of an intense dangerous. You can tell I'm a really dangerous person just by my personality, right? But it's a really risk-taking, fun, over-the-top approach to music. And a lot of the stuff that I do is just really sensitive or thoughtful, or I'm working with somebody who needs somebody who's going to be really considerate about everything that goes on their music. So it's the sound of one guy having a whole lot of fun, working with some incredible musicians, and just cannibalizing things and smashing them together like two rocks, like a caveman smashing together two rocks. So I enjoy listening to it. It makes me happy to listen to it, which I don't know if it's okay to admit that you enjoy listening to your own music sometimes, but I do. If any of that sounds like something that would be exciting for you, you can check it out on my Bandcamp page. You can check it out anywhere where music is downloadable or streamable. And don't hurt yourself, but definitely try to turn it up and play it loud. Thanks for listening.